Hello, this is Midrising Conversations. I'm Gill Townsend, and I'm joined as always by Barbara Scalzi. We're real conversations for women in the middle of everything. Hello, Barbara.
Hello, good morning. Well, lunchtime for you.
Good
Yes,
afternoon. Yes,
we are in the middle of everything. That's one of the things we can discuss today.
we have got the best topic for today, and I'm really pumped for it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. The topic for today is: do we actually need to optimize the shit out of midlife? Um, I
That's
think
so
there's a lot
us.
of pressure on women to feel something, to be something their entire lives. So how are we feeling when we get to midlife? Do we really need to be eating 150 grams of protein? I certainly know a lot of women that if they hear the word protein one more time, they're going to go loco. And there's so much advice coming at us in our midlife. How much do we care? How much are we taking in? What do we need to take a notice of as our bodies evolve and as our minds are evolving? So I think let's kick us off in the health realm, Barbara. And when
Let's
did
do
being
it.
healthy become a second job?
Oh my God, you're absolutely right. You know, when you said about the protein, I am one of those people. And I'm working with someone who's trying to help me do that. And I don't know, you must have been told the same. It needs to be the size of the palm, the protein, and it needs to be 3 times a day. And here I am, and I go, okay, I'll have my coffee, cafe latte, fantastic. That doesn't work as protein, right? Let's find some protein. And just yesterday, I found some roast chicken from the day before. So protein, palm size, fantastic. But that was probably the only time I hit that, because the rest of the time, go, I really fancy a slice of bread with jam. That's not really protein. I really feel like this. Ugh. Do you ever feel like
Oh,
that, Joe?
yes, let's pause on protein because I mean, it seems to be the diet of the 2020s, to be honest. Protein, protein, protein. Everything
Yes.
is labeled high protein or protein on everything, any supermarket aisle, even on meat, protein.
Oh, yes.
I was told 150 grams a day,
Ah,
which I get mostly through food, but I supplement it with a protein powder. So talking of coffees, instead of
mm.
having a mocha with chocolate or Milo or some kind of chocolate powder, I actually now get chocolate protein powder and I mix that into my coffee, and that gives me 30 grams. So I'm having two coffees a day. That's 60 grams I'm getting
Wow.
protein.
But does that ruin your coffee? I don't want my coffee to taste
No,
of something
because
else.
I am a mocha drinker.
Ah,
So
okay. So you're
I
fine.
don't have plain coffee. Yeah, so it's exactly the same. One of the midlife joys that is new to me though, sticking on the protein thing is I've just had a lot of blood tests done and
Mm.
I've come back as very high cholesterol. Now I'm not at the 7.5 I need to go on to medication yet, but I'm at 7. And that is a
Oh,
lot of high fat, high animal, high deli meat diet, apparently. So not only do I now have to try and cut out red meat to once a week and chicken down and up my
oh yeah.
3 times a week, that's really going to impact my ability to be able to get protein into me. It just means that when you talk about your protein being like your palm size, I need to find other sources. So obviously, like cottage
Yeah.
cheese. I mean, if
Yeah.
you've been anywhere near TikTok or any of the socials, you'll know that cottage cheese was selling out. It
I
became the
tried
toilet
it.
paper of COVID. You couldn't get cottage cheese.
Oh, you know what? I tried it, and the first time I thought, the second time I thought, actually, I can do this. But can I tell you, a slice of bread with some jam, Morello cherry, very Italian. I went very Italian. I went, oh my God, the sugar, amazing. With little sugar, but still some sugar, as opposed to a slice of sourdough, still nice, with cottage cheese. Okay, but taste-wise doesn't quite compare.
I think I gotta say I grew up with cottage cheese with my mother on the diets in the 80s and 90s, so I'm well versed and I'll eat cottage cheese out the tub. Delicious. So I'm happy to throw
It's cool.
half a tub on 100 grams of cottage cheese, not a bother to me. But then onto that diet thing, something you probably relate to is the doctor has asked me to follow a Mediterranean diet.
Oh, yes. Apparently, it's the best.
Yeah,
Olive
yeah.
oil.
So
Yeah.
lots of olive oil, up to 6 tablespoons a day. So where I've come from
Wow.
avoid fat to
Yeah.
spraying olive oil on everything.
But
No butter, so the butter's gone. Oh, it's got to be an olive oil
yeah,
spread. And
yeah,
just, I mean, it's 101, isn't it? It's legumes, whole foods, whole grains, lots of fish, oily fish. Sardines is the new cottage cheese of the socials, if
I
anyone's
know.
been
I
picking
saw
up
that.
on that. Sardines in tins are selling out. It's madness. I don't know how
I
we keep
mean,
up. We keep up with it all.
Jill, so have we gone from COVID selling out of toilet paper to selling out of cottage cheese and sardines? What's
Yes,
happened? So
exactly
I have
where
a
we've gone.
question for you. I have a
Mm,
question for you. So this, I wonder if the 150 grams matches the palm size. But anyway, do you actually hit your target every day? I know I don't. Do you?
not every day, no. I know.
No.
I would say my range is from 110 to 130, 140, especially
Still good.
now I'm reducing meat and chicken.
Yeah.
I use my Fitness Pal to track
Yeah.
my daily meals and snacks and coffees and everything. Um, And so I know fairly confidently that I'm within that range. I think 150 grams is high. The other reason I try and do push it is because I do weightlifting. I do resistance
Yes.
training in the gym, and I know that the proteins are good for that muscle growth and
Yes.
strength and repair and all the things. And so it is very important. It's amazing that it's just like seems to be this whole movement around protein. I mean, someone's just decided that we need something new to make some money on, and protein is one, and cottage
But
cheese and
then,
stuff.
but like when you said at the start, it really feels like a second or third or fourth or fifth job. Now I feel like there's too many jobs to do in a day. We already had many. We just added another one, Jill. We haven't
There's far
removed
too
any.
many. There's far too
Yes,
many.
far too many, right? Too
Yeah.
many. So if I look at my schedule, right, which I fail consistently, if you really want to follow, let's go through my daily schedule, how it should be. Let's not say how it is. So you get up, you need to remember, well, I'm on hormone replacement because I realize if I'm not on hormone replacement, then my body takes a massive hit. Plus, I become a little murderous. A little, I'm being nice here. So remember your hormones, and it needs to be visual for me. It needs to be somewhere that I can see, otherwise I forget. And then you need to remember, whatever supplements you're taking, which I consistently forget because I thought be organized and put them in the first drawer in the kitchen. So when I have my coffee, bad idea. I don't open the drawer. I forget to take them. How do you
So
do it?
just on that, because I think this is a
Yeah,
good reminder, when I saw the
tell
doctor,
me.
I'm vitamin D deficient. Amazing
Yeah,
living in a country like Australia. So he's
that
put me
ridiculous.
on vitamin D tablets and fish oil tablets. I leave
Yeah,
mine on the dining table. And
yeah,
so
has
I
to be.
have them with my dinner. The kids get me a glass of water. They make sure I take them. And
Okay, then I
do
need
they
to
look
do the
nice on
same.
the dining table? No, they do not. They're massive big containers of vitamin supplements,
Yeah.
but I do take them.
Has to be like that. And I noticed my husband, he's got his he takes creatine supplement. I haven't
Yeah,
tried it yet.
got that
Apparently,
too.
it might be the next thing to try. That might help my brain, I'm told.
Yes.
And also muscle recovery, right?
Mm.
Anyway, he's got it next to his coffee. So actually, he takes the thing out, he grinds his coffee beans, he makes his coffee, he's got creatine, and he remembers to put some in his coffee. So that's much, much better, approach. But yeah, so if I go back to, I've already forgotten two things by now, my hormones and my supplements. I have my coffee, that's religious. And then, you're right, the list is so long. Well, you have work to do, you have house things to do, you will have your own, hobbies or things you need to progress, a pile of admin that never ends. And when you become an entrepreneur, as you know very well, the pile of admin actually increases, does not reduce. And then you have tax returns and you have to do this. And back to your point, oh, my blood tests. I just realized the other day I haven't checked since last August. Well, it's time they do a check. And you're right, Jill. I'll tell you in our next chat what we discover, but every time there is something. In one occasion, I had become pre-diabetic, and it was a mix of that was last July, last year. I got a complete hit with, oh my God, Barbara, you need to lose a lot of weight, but it's also the stage that you're in. Anyway, you start working to fix that. I fixed that. I reversed my pre-diabetes with a really healthy diet. I stopped drinking for 3 months, which actually that could be a topic for another conversation.
I think we'll talk about that today.
Yeah, I just, at the time, let's talk about that later. So I stopped drinking totally for 3 months and I started walking more and eating well and whatever. It reversed itself. But you know what? The next time I went, you're right. I think it was cholesterol high. So now I'm quite curious to see maybe the cholesterol's gone down, something else has gone up. It's just like, does it ever feel to you as like a never attaining balance that you can achieve?
Yeah. I think what I'm realizing, the penny's starting to drop now. We're turning into that age. If you think about our parents and our parents' friends, and they're always talking about their aches and their ailments and their pills that they're taking, I think this is where it starts.
Oh no.
This must be where it starts. It's like we're starting with the supplements, right? We're going to start with the supplements. We're going to start with the diet. We're going to start with the gym. Oh, I'm going 3 times. Oh, I'm on a Mediterranean diet. I'm taking these supplements. And I think probably just snowballs from here until we die.
Maybe. Oh my God, this is so scary. And you know the new one for me? I haven't told you this one yet. I don't think I have. Tell me if I'm repeating myself. The infamous frozen shoulder.
Yes, I have that.
I think, oh my God, I think I've started that too. It
Mm.
just felt like first they said it was hurting for weeks and I could never feel comfortable. And then, you wear your bag and I thought, okay, let's put, maybe that's why I also am a bit sort of not straight. Anyway, I went to get it checked. Finally, I thought, let's go to a physio. And the physio said, oh, I don't know if it's the rotator cuff or rotating cuff, rotator, whatever. Something that rotates here on the shoulder. And he said, you got tendinitis. And I said, how wonderful. So what do I need to do for that? And they gave me daily exercises. And every time I see him again, he says, did you do your daily exercises? Do you know, Jill, what it is? What's my answer? Oh no, what were they again? Can you remind me? So now it really
Mm.
hurts. And they teach you, right? If you go up to here, I can feel it here. If I try to put my arm up, actually not that bad, but it's this part. But you don't realize how it impacts you and everything. I didn't realize you had that too.
I do, yeah, in my right shoulder. Yeah, I get to the point where I can't move my neck. Like the whole thing seizes up all the way into the back, into the front, and up my neck.
What do we need to
Like
do
the
for
kids would be
that?
behind me, and I'm like, I can't turn around to see them. Like, come around the front.
Do you know
And
what?
menopause. Apparently,
That's
everyone
why
I
I
think
do.
of an age have all had frozen shoulder. Who knew?
I realized that then. I keep
Hmm.
saying to people, I'm talking about my husband and my kids, they talk behind me and I say, can you come in the front so I can hear you? I was blaming it on my ears, on my hearing. Maybe it's
Yeah.
actually the fact I can turn. What about when you need to reverse and you need to look back when you're driving? That's becoming quite difficult too.
Oh, well, thank God for cameras. I can tell you that in the cars these days.
Well, that will help. Right. Can I
Let's
ask you a
talk about,
question?
so if we're all on these high protein diets,
Yeah.
um, let's talk about what exercise we're doing and the magical 10,000 steps a day. Are you hitting 10,000 steps a day, Barbara?
No, I'm not hitting 10,000. I can also tell you there is now three different people that said the same thing to me. The magical 10,000 number, apparently some Japanese guy who one day said you must hit 10,000. The studies prove that 7,600 is the magical number. 7,500,
That was
sorry.
lower.
And yeah, and that like the difference in what you get out of between 7,500 and 10,000 is actually not much. So I think you and I can safely reduce that to 7,500. But back to your question, do I hit even that? No. So at the moment, I have a deal with my personal trainer and the person who's helping me to get healthier to try and hit 6,000. On an average of 7 days, I probably hit it 4 times. So I'm not there yet. What
Yeah.
about you?
I hit it on gym days because I run in the gym before I do my resistance training. So that's easy for me to hit. Not 10,000 though. I've got my watch set for 6,000. So I'm happy if it buzzes
See?
at six.
Perfect.
Definitely on the other days. No, I'm just sat on my ass working the whole time until school
Yeah.
pick up, and then I go to the driveway, go pick the kids up and come back and sit on my ass again.
Yeah, and then we cook dinner, whatever it is, and then it's like not enough. So I'm
No, can't
personally
do that.
finding it quite hard to even hit 6,000 daily.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Not consistently every day, no. I should do. It's better in summer because when the kids get home, we'll go for a walk. And now, like our road's a kilometer, we'll go up and down. We'll just get over 2Ks walking up and down, or maybe 3Ks if we go all the way down to the river and they skim some stones or whatever. They really enjoy doing that. So as summer and spring starts to come, we'll do that a little bit more and we'll get a bit more walking in during the week.
So that's
Otherwise,
That
no.
will help.
Yeah, I prefer just the
See,
gym.
I have no excuse really because now I moved to a new house and I live about 10 minutes from a place where you can go for a long walk around the dam. I've tried it once and I keep, even my husband, my friends, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. I always find an excuse, Jill. 7:15 in the morning? God, that's early. 6:30? God, that's early. 8:30? That's not that early, but no, I can't be bothered. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, there's dogs. I'm going to be attacked by the dogs. Clearly, there's something that's preempting me. And then I turn around to my husband and say, shall we just buy like a standing bike? And he looks at me and he goes, go walking.
I just find walking so boring. I don't know. I One of my best mates when we lived in Ireland, she walked everywhere. She's always trying to get me to walk everywhere. And I'm like, it's so boring. Let's drive or get the bus.
You and I just want to get to the place.
I just can't get there.
I
Um,
know.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
so the
yeah,
step,
so walking for me is boring. I'd rather do a workout session.
but then the steps, how do you get them? Do you just go on the treadmill
I do, yeah. So
in the
I warm
gym?
up on the treadmill. Yeah, first I do like a 20-minute run first and then do my 45-minute
See,
session.
I hate running. You
I
hate
found
walking,
a
I
new
hate
love
running.
for it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's something that surprised me. So I've never been a gym person ever. I've always played sport growing up. This is another change that I found in midlife. Always played sport. Then you get too old to play sport. I don't believe anyone over 35 should really play sport. Anyway, separate discussion. Too many injuries.
Yes, that's
When
the
I
problem.
when I started to sort of creep up those scales, I'm like, shit, something has to change. I've got to get fit. And I joined the gym. And at first, I was doing my exercises at home. And it's like, just no, commit. Go to the gym.
Yeah,
Use
yeah.
all the machines and the weights because you can, unless you're a millionaire, you can never kit out your home with all of the
No,
equipment the gym
no.
has. So, yes, we've got a stack of dumbbells here and we've got like, Stu's got an exercise bike here, but that's it. I don't have a treadmill here. And I found I love running. I said to myself, I'm going to run 5K. And so I got the Couch to 5K app. And so I started running on the road, but my knees couldn't take it. But then I
Yes.
started doing it on the treadmill. And because there's inbuilt,
Amortizer or whatever you call it. I just
whatever
made
the
up a
thing
new
is,
word.
midnight
Yeah.
brain, gone. Um, you don't get the impact because it cushions
Fair
you
enough.
as you're running. So I
Yeah.
don't have any knee issues on the treadmill. And I find after I get past 8 minutes, I could probably run forever. The first 8 minutes
Oh
for
my
me is
God.
enough, and then my breathing settles and I can just run and run and run and run and run and happy days, no problem. But I don't think I
But
could
that
run.
must mean that you're fit. See, my stamina, my level of fitness is at zero. I'll give you the perfect example. I go up one floor on the stairs and I go out of breath. So clearly I know there's something I need to look after. I've got to do something there. I can lift heavy weights. I can do my mobility. I can do Pilates. But now I think the other part, let's add to the list, Jill. I think the
Okay.
other item needs to be my stamina and my ability to breathe.
So that's cardio. You need cardio in your life. Cardio in your life is think of it as your heart health, which
Yes.
is one reason I love the running because that's good for the heart health. And hopefully, once the olive oil starts sinking through my body, it will just start swishing everything out, clear my arteries.
But if you do the six, oh yeah, but see, then you need to be very careful because then your arteries, you don't want them to get blocked. So you think that the olive oil is
That's
going to help push all the.
should just slide everything through. That's already there. I don't know why I've got to have olive oil, but anyway, apparently you do. Well, let's get a doctor on and talk to them about midlife health.
I think we should, you know what? Someone suggested that to us, right? We could
Yeah.
start inviting people that talk to us about, I don't know, one can come and talk to us about the benefits of olive oil. One can talk to
Yeah.
us about frozen shoulder and what we can do about it, right? It could actually be something to help us and our listeners and our followers on how we fix certain things.
And you know what I think would be great to get on is yes, let's get a nutritionist on. I went to school with a fantastic nutritionist. I could ask her to join us. And
Yeah.
let's also get a psychologist on because one of the things that we have spent our entire lives doing is beating ourselves up over not being perfect. And the last thing that we ever want to be in midlife is perfect because we don't give a shit anymore,
Yes,
right? So
I agree.
we're doing the best we can and we're happy with that. So how do we
You,
not get into that position of not self-blame, but what am I trying to think of? Like just pulling yourself down because you're not hitting the
yes,
markers, you're not doing
yes.
10,000 steps, you're not
So,
eating 1,500 calories a day, you're not whatever, lifting weights
yeah,
or having your olive oil. So I
you
think I think
know,
the two need to go together. You need the body and the mind talking to each other.
yes.
Obviously, we need to put ourselves outside of our comfort zones. Like back to the getting up, I'd probably be out of breath walking up one flight of stairs, but I would be much more comfortable after the fifth level of stair because that's
Oh,
my
I'll
time.
be dead.
You know,
I won't get to the fifth.
I'll be dragging you up. I think we all have my view is like we have some of us are sprinters and some of us are marathon runners. I do better
Yeah,
over a longer period than a shorter
yeah,
period. Like I'm not
yeah,
fast, but I've got the longevity.
yeah. Okay, I don't have either one. So clearly there is some work there. But one thing you said
Yeah.
before, no, you made me think of something. We'll invite a psychologist. We'll also invite a coach. I can think of two people that I can invite. And I have to say, both of them taught me the whole concept of self-compassion. I don't
Absolutely.
remember. Yeah, that's one of the words you made me think of.
Mm,
I would have my conversations, and you're absolutely right. I would come from a mind. This is Simon Sinek also, right? That talks about the
love Simon.
mindset.
Mm,
Yeah, I love him. And I didn't realize that, especially for the past year, a year ago, when I was feeling particularly low, I was just coming from not just a negative, but an empty mindset. And it
mm,
was all about everything that was wrong and everything that was lacking. And I wasn't helping myself, Jill, because I just kept slapping myself. There's a word you said before made me think, rather than giving myself self-compassion or
permission.
cutting myself some slack, I would
Yeah.
just go, right, I don't know, for example, the protein, the strength sessions, and the 10,000 steps. Maybe I would be in a position where I achieved two and I missed one. But rather than focusing on the two I did and say, all right, next time I can try and hit the third, or I don't know, I did 5,000 steps, I'm getting there. I would just slap myself and decide I was a failure.
Focus on the
So
one you got.
self-compassion, absolutely important in everything. I mean, it's not just about wellness and health and longevity. Oh, I just thought of a question for you. I was talking to someone yesterday, and someone said to me, Courtney, I don't remember who because my brain is clearly a bit foggy, but whomever I was talking to, we were talking about wellness. First, you start with health, then it goes wellness, longevity. When you put it all together, I never even thought about longevity until I got to midlife. Don't know if you ever felt like that.
Yeah,
Before it was
absolutely.
like I wanted to look good. I
Mm.
wanted to look pretty. I wanted to wear the clothes I wanted to wear. Not once I didn't want to have spots. So I would do things to look better.
Mm.
Never even touched my mind the whole concept of living longer.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think you get to your point, you seem to get to that certain age where you're focusing on the outside, and then all of a sudden you start to realize, hang on, I got to focus on the inside. Just like my arteries. Like
Yeah.
now I've got to focus and think about my arteries. I mean, I wasn't thinking
And
about
the
my
olive
arteries
oil.
at 20 or 30 or even 40. But now at
Yes.
50, here I am focusing on my arteries. And the other reason that I really push myself in the gym is because I don't want to be that old lady who can't carry her shopping, who falls
Oh
down
God.
and can't get up. And it's my mum's 80 next year, so she'll be 79 in December. She still goes to yoga just for the very reason
Wow.
so that she can still be sitting on the floor and stand up. That's all that's her one goal that she wants to achieve
I
at
love
yoga,
it.
and she can still do it. She was bending down somewhere here in my house and she just popped up and I'm like, Mom, look at you go. She's like, yeah, that's why I go to
Wow.
yoga, just so I can get up off the floor. I said, fair,
She
fair,
can,
fair
she
dues.
can
And that's about
probably better than
longevity.
us.
Yeah, because there's another thing, there's a stat out there about if you break your hip
Yes.
I'll put it up in the caption when I find it again. But there's something about a percentage of people that die within 5 years if they've broken their hip.
I
It's very
I
high.
heard that.
Yeah.
But
So
why? Why is that?
I do not know, but I'm doing everything I can now about getting my hips strong, keeping strong, and building that internal strength. And hopefully, I mean, I smoked for 35 years as well. So I'm still clearing that out. I'm only just stopped vaping in March.
I
Prior to
was
that,
gonna say,
years
yeah,
of
remember you
smoking.
telling me.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
is
So
it going?
I'm still restoring all of that, and my arteries are probably impacted from all the smoking as well. But I think it takes 10 years after you quit smoking, and I've probably been off the cigarettes 3 years now, except when I go to Singapore because they don't let you vape there.
Don't go to Singapore, okay?
No, well, I don't do any of it now.
You
I've
don't
quit.
have,
So
you don't have any reason now, so that's okay.
no,
You
that's
know,
right.
yeah,
Until we're ready
exactly.
for the conferences, Barbara. Let's finish up. We've got a couple of minutes. I've got one big question for you. What have you decided you simply cannot be asked with?
I cannot be arsed with this really long list of to-dos. So what happens to me? You tell me if it happens to you too. I'm older. Maybe it doesn't happen to you yet. I look at my long list. I write my list, and I do it the day before because otherwise it's all stuck in my head. I need to free my head. And then the next day I look at the list, and what I started doing, which I didn't do before, I just stopped caring about that list. And there might be days that I look at the list about 5 times during the day, but I don't do any of the items on that list. I mean, don't ask me why. It's almost like freeing. And it's almost like me looking at my list and say, stop telling me what to do. I don't want to do it. Like this morning, perfect example. I thought, okay, when I get up, I need to do item one. Actually, I'm not very good at prioritizing, so it would probably be item 8, which should be item one. But I look at my list and go, okay, I should do the item. I should hear the word. I got up. Do you know what I did? I have 2 cats, played with my cats, had my coffee, looked at the list and thought, hell no. And I just put on the TV and I watched the next episode of my favorite
Hey, list.
serial killer show.
Yeah, God, I love those. Who's dying today?
What about you? What can you not be asked with?
Being perfectionism, I gotta say, that's exhausting. I've had years and years of this elements of perfectionism in my life. I can now go to the gym, and if I've got 6 exercises at X weights at X sets, if I don't finish them all, I'm like, at least I came and at least I did something.
Exactly. And that's what they always tell you. It's
Yeah.
like when you said, you said you find the first 8 minutes of running difficult and then you could run forever. I remember one of maybe it was my nutritionist, whomever, some point saying to me, don't think I must go out for an hour walk. Think I'm going out for she said to me, 2 to 5 minutes. Just tell yourself you're going out for 5 minutes or two. She said, you'll find that once you're out, you then continue walking. It's the getting yourself out.
That's it. It's just starting. You just got to start, and then the mind and the body will follow. Well, let's wrap up. Barbara, thank you very much for an
Okay.
interesting chat. It's been fantastic. Thank you again for listening, everybody, or watching us on YouTube, wherever you are beaming in from to find us. We are Gill and Barbara of Midrising Conversations. Go and tear up those to-do lists. Get yourself in the gym, have some
Yes.
chicken, and forget the rest.